Good afternoon and evening, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you're all having a good time. Hello, Cynthia. I see you're first today. I want my PTV. Thank you so much. I'm here. You got your PTV right here. It is time for the daily dose. I hope you're having a great day. So far, a lot of progress is being made. We have only 8 trees left in the Christmas forest to put away. Yeah, a lot of progress. I cannot believe it's gone that quickly. So we should be done by Martin Luther King Day, a week from Monday. So hopefully that'll all turn out just fine. Um, for me, it's been pretty darn good actually. We oh, thank you, Cynthia. It is just time for the daily dose. Doug is in the other room. He is prepping things. We're going to do some straightening up after I'm done with the dose here. And then we're going to continue with the cleaning and putting things away. Tony at Phantasmic Chronicles. Hello, how are you doing? Good to see you. Um, Not much else has been happening around here today, actually. It's been relatively quiet. That's a good thing. We don't need a lot of drama around the house, and really, we've had a lot of that in the last year. So let's keep it quiet. I like it. Samantha, thank you for joining. So yeah, that's always a good thing. The longer the daily dose, the less you have to help. Oh my, Donna Jaworski. That's so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. There is not a lot in the world of Disney history for January 12th, so we're going to do a little talking today and then share some things. Martine Watts, thank you for joining. It's great to have you here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's see. Oh my goodness, there are already nearly 10 people in the stream today. Thank you. Thank you for coming on so quickly. That was wonderful. I just quickly scheduled something. I got to an end, a stopping point, and Doug said, "Are you going to do the daily dose now?" I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Let's get on with it, because I don't like waiting until the very last minute at night. After all the work we've done on doing everything all day long, it's tiring for everyone involved, everyone watching. You know, you've been at it all day already. So, LSU mom, thank you for joining. So, January 12th, 2020, 348 days until Christmas. It is a time when we're going to look at 1957 for the first time for this particular day. On this day in 1957, we had a gentleman by the name of John Lasseter that was born. He was a writer, producer. One time he was the chief creative officer at Pixar and Walt Disney Animation. He has since been moved on to other things. Noah, hello there. Thank you for joining. It's good to have you. I'm picking up Steve for our last dinner together for this trip. Oh, Donna, please say hi to Steve for me. I'd like that. Yeah, so John Lasseter was born in 1957 on this day. Also on this day, 30 years later, in Disneyland's Tomorrowland, Star Tours was having their first cast premiere for Star Tours, and they held it for 5 hours at night, 7 p.m. to midnight. I remember in the 80s, in the 90s, I remember when they would do events like this, they would do things even when guests were in the park. I took part in the cast preview for Indiana Jones in February of 1995. And I remember they were guarding that gate very carefully, and you had to have special credentials to get into that space to see the Indiana Jones attraction on that day in February. Obviously, it was running, but it was just in preview mode at that point. So, anyway, that 1987 Star Tours opened to cast premiere on this day in Disneyland. Dougie, Mr. Walter Grams himself, it is great to see you there. Thank you for joining. On this day in 1990, the beach club resort had opened up at this point, in the Epcot Resorts area. And Pam's fam, it is great to see you. Thank you for joining. It always a pleasure. So, yeah, at Epcot, the Epcot Resorts, the beach club had opened at this point in 1990. And so, in order to make it possible for access staying at the beach club, they opened a new gate. The International Gateway opened on this day in 1990. It was not always there. They opened it specifically for the resorts in that area. So now it was much easier to get access with the for people staying in that immediate area, the Dolphin, the Swan, of course, now the Boardwalk, Beach, and the yacht clubs. And also, it's easier access also now uh, for the studios, of course, at this point. So they were able to do park hopping at that point much more readily. It was much more easy at that point. So 1990. Let's move forward 10 years. This was a sad day. Disney World freak. How are you doing, Carlos? Great to see you. On this day in the year 2000, there was a gentleman by the name of Mark Davis. He was one of Disney's 9 old men, one of the core of the early animators that worked at the studio. He then went on to create things like stories for Pirates of the Caribbean, parts of the Haunted Mansion. You can see his sense of humor throughout the Country Bear Jamboree. He was very significant in Disney attractions as well as Disney animation. He passed away on this day in the year 2000. He was 87, so he lived a long and creative life. On this day in 2001, now I mentioned yesterday that they had a grand premiere of the Downtown Disney District in Anaheim, but on this day, the very next day, was the official opening to the general public. So now anyone could pass through that area. It was open to the general public for the first time on this day, Downtown Disney. It featured Catal, La Brea Bakery, Naples Restaurant, the Rainforest Cafe, the ESPN Zone, Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen. Most of these places are still there, but man, Ralph Brennan's delicious. They used to have a House of Blues, but then that was torn down. They moved House of Blues to another location in Anaheim, and now in that place, they tore down the building and rebuilt it as Splitsville. So Downtown Disney is forever evolving. It's a pretty cool place. I really do like it. Also on this day, the general release of a film called Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? It had been playing in very select cities starting in December, but on this day they did a nationwide rollout of the film in 2001. In 2003, on this day, they had a groundbreaking ceremony. Where do you ask? Thank you for asking. On this day, it was in Hong Kong. It was the first official start of the construction phase of Hong Kong Disneyland. That happened on this day. Yeah, Dougie, it is a great film. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Very good film. And then on this day, Tokyo Disneyland in 2004 started their 20 years. Their 20th anniversary, I guess, they began doing a 20th anniversary of a show with the live show Remember the Dreams. That was the beginning of that show. They'd been celebrating since April 15th, 1983 was the official opening. So this was part of their 20th anniversary celebration. Pam, thank you for dropping those links there. Appreciate that. Have I missed anyone in the chat? I want to make sure. Diz Our Dreams, thank you for joining. It is good to see you there. Okay, let's keep moving on. On this day in 2008, this little tidbit comes from England, and the show Mary Poppins in England had its last showing on this day in 2008. It closed in the West End after more than 3 years, and at this point, it is also running on Broadway in New York. So I just happened to see it this year in 2008. I saw Mary Poppins and Little Mermaid during the same trip, and I was there with my mom, and and Doug. My brother was there. He didn't see Mary Poppins with us. He had seen it already in the West End in London earlier. So he said, you know what? Let me go see something else. So he went and saw another show called Curtains, which starred David Hyde Pierce from Frasier, Niles Crane, Frasier's brother. So that was a fun trip. I love New York, and I hope to get back there sometime to do that. Hello, Amy. Great to have you here. Thank you for joining. On this day in 2013, this affected the Magic Kingdom. Mary Poppins is back in London now. Oh, Dougie, that's great. I hope you can see it. I know money's is a problem, but I hope you can get there. It's a delightful show. It's a little darker than the film, but the original book was a little darker as well. On this day in 2013, the Main Street Bakery at Magic Kingdom closed. It had been there since the park opened, the Main Street Bakery. It closed so that they could then create a Starbucks location. One of the locations had to close. For us in California, they shut down a place called the Market House, and they were already selling coffee there and selling kitchen gadgets and things. So it was an easy transition for that. But for Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, not so easy. I have a nice snack for you guys, or maybe D&G, and Jim, you try. Amy, thank you so much. That sounds interesting. I would be more than happy to do that. Oh, and thank you. Thank you, Pam. Yes, that is a way you can support us. Mary Poppins was great. Going to see Fiddler on the Roof. I loved Fiddler on the Roof. I remember seeing a national touring company that came through San Francisco. This was years ago, though. But it was very well done. Good evening, Disney Boffins. And Lori's Crochet Corner, thank you for joining. Great to have you all here. And it's so nice that you can take a little time out of your day and spend it with us here in our village. Thank you very much. 2014, on this day, the cartoon Frozen won the Golden Globe for Best Animated Feature. That did not happen this year for Disney. They did not win a Golden Globe for Best Animated Feature, even though they had a few entries. I think it was 3 entries that they had for the Golden Globes. Did not happen. And finally, on this day, ABC, of course, was purchased by Disney, and they had several things. Shelley Starwalker, thank you for joining. It is good to have you here. Thank you so much. So ABC Family was one of the channels that Disney purchased in the ABC acquisition. It changed from Fox Family originally. When ABC acquired it, it became ABC Family. And then when Disney thought, we got to do something about it, because family was a misnomer. They weren't really doing a lot of family shows on that channel. So they changed the name to Freeform. And that happened in 2016 on this day. Freeform started 4 years ago, the name change for the channel. That is about all I have for Disney history. However, I would like to thank my support channels. We have Two Real Geeks, D&G Explorers, Rob Fuzz, and the Orlando Guy. All 4 channels have been very helpful and very supportive of our efforts here at Pepper Tree Villa. And I just always like to thank them for that. And also I'd like to thank Dean of thelifeplace.com for hosting our show. You can always find out that we are broadcasting on Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern by going to thelifeplace.com. There are also other channels there as well. So check it out. You'll see a lot of information there at thelifeplace.com. 2 contests going on with Pepper Tree Villa. One is a loop giveaway. We're one of 15 channels that have a video that you have to go in, and if you want to enter the contest, you have to view the video on our channel. It is the loop giveaway for New Year's. It's called New Year, New You Loop Giveaway. The prize we're giving away is several handmade ornaments and a magnet from Walt Disney World from the year 2000. Richard, the Orlando Guy, thank you for joining. It is good to have you here. So in order to enter the contest, you have to leave a comment on our video, like the video, and also be a subscriber to our channel. Then you have to go to the other 14 channels, do the same thing. Watch the video, like it, leave a comment, and make sure you're subscribed to those channels as well. Once you do that, you're entered. Then Christy of Christie's Corner, after the contest ends in 3 days, it's ending on January 15th. That's the last day that you can enter the contest. At that point, she will then choose, using a random comment selector, one of the comments from one of the videos on one of the channels that's entered in the contest. Once you've done that, and you are selected as the winner, you have 48 hours to claim the prize. And not just our prize of ornaments and a magnet, you get the prize from all 15 channels. This is a big deal. You don't want to miss out on an opportunity to win all those prizes. So go subscribe to all those channels and make sure you like and comment on those videos. And another contest that's going on right now, we have Ben holding his ornament contest. He had his Christmas tree in his room. And in order to enter the contest, you have to take a guess at the number of ornaments on his tree. He did a count. He knows how many are there. The contest runs now through next Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you have a week to get that guess in to Ben and send that guess to him on a private message, either through his Twitter account or his Instagram. His Twitter handle is Atopia500. His Twitter account, his Instagram account is ben.ptv. Go ahead, enter it by just dropping a comment in to him at one of his direct messages and give the number of the ornaments you think are on his tree. Once you've done that, you're entered. And then we will make the announcement on our channel next Monday, January 20th. So everyone, please enter that contest. We'd really like it. Make sure that you check out that video too. Timothy Rainwaters, thank you for being here. It is great to see you. And one last thing I have to say is we now have a t-shirt shop. So all those out there, you've been asking for, I want my PTV merchandise. It's there. We have it in the shop. You have just a few hours to get it. To save 15%, make sure you purchase it today to save 15% on that purchase. You can buy t-shirts, mugs, backpacks. You can buy other things too, because we've also got Lofi the Snowman there on some of the t-shirts. Go check it out. It's at shop.spreadshirt.com/peppertreevilla. Pam or any of the other moderators, if you could drop it in right there, I'd really appreciate it. If you could do that for me, that would make my life very easy. So, yeah, please do that. That's great. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate your help. Let me just do a couple things here. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So those of you, thank you, Pam. The swag is there. The PTV swag is in our shop, shop.spreadshirt.com/peppertreevilla. So yeah, make sure you go check it out. One more here, just one more thing here. There we go. Okay. Okay, everyone, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You know what, Richard, I'm going to check that out. I will see what's going on with that link. I am not sure what's happening because that is the weirdest thing. It should be linking directly to your channel, not back to PTV. So I'll make sure that I check that out after the broadcast and fix it, see what's going on, because I don't know why that's happening. Anyway, everyone, that is all I have for today for PTV3D, the Daily Dose. I really appreciate everyone being here. Thank you so much for joining. And go out and check it out. I know I saw Resort TV 1 is now live. I know Bob and Ashley go live at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And I believe Jeff of Dole Whip Dad will be going live tonight as well. Thank you, Richard. And thank you, Noah. Good night, everyone. Everyone, thank you so much for joining for this edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. It's always a pleasure speaking with everyone. Make sure you come back. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon for me, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern for another edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. So in the meantime, everyone, go out, check Ben's video, enter that contest. Don't forget that. And Richard, have a great night. See you on PTV Live tomorrow. Absolutely. PTV Live is tomorrow night. Come back and we'll make sure that we advertise that for everyone so that you know what we're talking about for our topic on PTV Live. That's tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. In the meantime, everyone, have a magical evening and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow with another edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. Good night, everyone.